guys not winning.
Y'all, you
Um,
laugh.
so
I'll have my vengeance today.
Ridge, if you had a fucking play set.
Red, what happened last time?
Well, what happened last time is Rowan dealing with both the success and, mainly success of getting her mortal friends, Lamar and Grace, to the Fey world, as her monarch has seen the gift that she has brought to them, giving her a new status and even her own dominion to shape it in whatever way she wants. And she did so in making it in form of the city, as well as a familiar memento for herself, as Grace and Lamar were here, living, essentially, preparing for the birth of Grace's child, and later learned to be twins as well, that she would tell Rowan with a smile on her face. And her excitement about learning and what it means to take care of a supernatural creature, even with Fiona's fears that she would tell Rowan about the nature and volatile behavior that dragons display could be something that not even she could contain. And Grace may not understand fully what it means, as Rowan didn't tell her that the monarch was going to take her child, or what context that would mean. And with the twins, it kind of solved the problem a bit here, as it means one will be kept and the other will be given to the court, though they will decide that when they are born, essentially, as they spend time preparing for that and getting things set up as well. And as well as Rowan's dislike for Darius being locked away, as she does miss him, and how he was taken from her kind of left a big hole, apparently, as she does worry about what he does now that he is back in the prison. Though Lamar probably has a different feeling about the whole matter at large. While that was going on in the farewell, Darius and Celine were dealing with matters in the city. Darius still on the Fae project, as it meant that he would have to be able to save his son Zorwin, and getting an ally and another mage of the other tower, who, while yes, not as emotional as others, seemed willing to speak with Darius to exchange notes and such to collaborate on this, as his knowledge goes in a different direction than Darius. And I think for that, Darius seemed happy in that regard. And Celine, of course, looked out to try to gain an ally, especially with this whole plan of taking down a demon lord, and got a new ally from Abraxas, as well as a visit from a familiar face, as Layla reached out to Celine for a favor, a request to essentially ask the Winter Court to allow them to come back, whatever way you can, as she's aware that Darius is close with the Winter Court, and hopefully through him they will be able to get let back in, at least try. And Celine, of course, said yes, because it also made sure she got rid of a debt that she owed Layla. And of course, Celine went off to go see Darius, as he was been locked up and holed up in his tower, dealing with the Fae project. And though she's kept an eye on him, it seems he has been fully single-minded in this regard, having lost so much and dealing with so much as well, that he kind of pushed that away to do something that he had an ability to actually change. As Celine and Darius talked about, Darius's choices he made with those deals, and as well as the fact that he is kind of hiding here, and of course the notebook that the journal that he wished Celine to keep just in case something happened to him. He did take in Celine's request and a suggestion about talking to the monarch, at least for her, and he hopes it'll work out. Even with Celine's advice, he went off to see the Fae court, as apparently he had another breakthrough, the final option that may make this potion to make more Fae, and went off to go greet Darcy, who, while very cold, was allowed him in. As while walking in to speak to Fiona, she revealed exactly that he has the final portion. He wishes to see his son, and hopefully with this that he'll be let go. So she asked for one last thing as well, to ensure that this is working, and that, yes, they won't use the potion on mortal children to test, there is another that they have that could be a proper experiment for. As Darius was shifted to a landscape to meet a small child with a bit of power and temper, and it was pretty obvious who was the progenitor of this child. As unknown to Darius and Celine and anyone else, Grace gave birth. A very traumatic experience for everyone involved, I believe, as even Rowan, who wasn't close by, could hear the screaming throughout the realm, as something had gone wrong. even when Fiona showed up to try to negate the lightning that had been displaying everywhere and try to do what needs to be done to ensure the children survive, it seems only one became the victor. And Grace wasn't aware that she lost a daughter, and only her son survived. As Fiona told him that the child seemed to have killed the sister, and this may break Grace. And the best option is possibly to ensure she doesn't know that they both didn't make it, and she will take care and do what she must. As Rowan seems to see the child as a curse and a monster, even though Fiona seems to agree with that. She took him and left, and Rowan turned to Grace once she was much better to speak and explained to her that her children were gone. And Grace, of course, fractured a bit with that. And even Lamar was distraught for his sister, as there was nothing left anymore, essentially. Yeah. But besides that, Darius was left with this young child who had no name, and had to ensure that the formula would work. And after many experiments, most of them awful, and finally came to a conclusion after much time had passed that would ensure that the people who took this potion would survive, and the results that they wanted would work out. It's not entirely 100%, but it's better than what it was when he first brought it in. And with that, the debt had been cleared, essentially. Darius was allowed to take his son, who, of course, very distraught with everything as he left, and they said goodbye to the Fae Winter Court. And Celine got a text from Darius asking to get picked up, as it seemed to have worked out. Everything that he was hoping for. His son, and of course the request that he made to the Fiona about letting the other Fae in, and she seemed to understand exactly who he was asking from, but it acquiesced. Celine was going to go drive up and grab Darius and Zorn as well. Though, of course, she made sure to ask John if he wished to come with, as Celine has been very much aware that he has been around, keeping an eye on things, essentially. And of course, John came with, as they had a conversation. Celine trying to see exactly what would ease John's anxieties about her being out of his sight. Maybe even offering to put a tracker on her so he would hopefully feel a bit better. But he seemed to sheepishly explain that he's already done so, has things in place. But he may have another plan that will work out, as he doesn't seem to really want to let Celine out of his sight. And while that was going on, like I said, Rowan, after a time, Lamar and Grace see that there was no reason to stay in this Fae world, especially since all the plans had come up with smoke, decided to leave and say goodbye. And Rowan watched them go as well. And of course, with an invitation to always return. The court, of course, Fiona addressed the court with a new member. The successful experiment, the first of its kind, a human turned to Fae, the jester for the court. Apparently, a thing of darkness and, well, I wouldn't even know what the proper word for it, but it seems that every Fae there felt a visceral reaction to it. Almost seemed to discuss rage or what, just did not want to be around him. As even with that, Rowan was able to tell from Fiona's eyes and what was going on, who exactly the true nature of this Fae was. As he was supposed to be the one who was supposed to help those new Fae become what they are. Someone who was impartial to all courts and would be singular and on its own at all times. And after that introduction, she asks Rowan to escort Jester to the other courts, though she understands the nature would be very insulting for Rowan, but she requested it. And Rowan, of course, complied, ensuring that Jester would not be biased toward other courts or used in any way. And even with his tentative social interaction with Rowan, trying to form a bond, Rowan seemed polite but distant, as with each new passing day that resentment seemed to grow. And it came to a bit of a head when Jester asked for a name, or asked Rowan to name him, and she gave him one. I believe it's pronounced Scotus, if I'm saying that right.
Close enough.
It seems, yeah. Unknown to Jester, though he seemed to be happy, it had a very negative connotation, and something Rowan probably took a bit of pleasure with. As they returned, and of course Rowan was praised by her monarch for keeping her a cool head throughout the whole thing. And like I said, Rowan returned back to the human world with Grace and Lamar, and they put some text out to people, to Darius and Celine, letting them know that she was back, and as well as apology to Darius about Zoran. And during that time, Celine, with Zoran and Darius and everyone in the car, got them back to the tower. As they returned, and well, Matthias is there. Thanks Celine for keeping an eye on his son, and of course she said there was no thanks needed, as Darius was a good man. And things were a bit surprised when we all got that text for Celine inviting Rowan to a chance for coffee or lunch to talk, as it was a bit odd with the grammar there. Seemed to be something was going on, at least you could sense. And Darius seemed to be a bit understanding as well. But regardless, she didn't respond back, as Rowan went back inside their house and cried, had a breakdown a bit there, as the people that she cared for most were in pain and suffering because of choices made. And even with a call from Zoe asking Zoe to ask, of course, for her help with the whole Demon Lord killing, it would be a fun time. And Rowan still feels that pain that her friends seem to be feeling. And I think that's where it ended last time.
Yeah, give me like a minute to restore my Discord correctly.
Get a doc. Oh, hey, Grunt.
You might not be able to hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Nah, yeah, you're good.
Hey, Grunt.
Mm.
I was gonna ask last session, but I'm gonna ask this session.
Yes.
So I'm still at I have a doctor in my house, and I'm still at 3 wounds. Did I heal any of that in the span of like the 2 weeks or whatever I was doing research?
Have a doctor in your house?
Remember, I bought it with the upgrade to the sanctuary. I bought that fucking thing that I can't pronounce for some reason.
Oh, okay. I was
Isn't
gonna
it
say,
like an old?
it's like being like, well, I have a cabinet full of medicine. That's not a doctor.
I don't know.
I
what
get
else.
what you're saying. Well, if you want to use your apothecary, you can definitely.
Is it?
I don't think I have it updated.
I'm gonna get shot. This is like when Red asked for the name of the NPC.
What do you mean?
No,
You're fine.
because I updated a lot of the moves. I think I forgot to paste the entire thing. So
Blue is a friend, not a pet. Mac, get that slander out of your fucking mouth.
let me actually quickly just go over the. For resources. Ancient relic. It was like a mystical prison and an apothecary.
Yes.
Well, you can certainly roll.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, yeah, if you- Fine. So you know what? I'll say you probably you definitely heal the faint one. Heal like one of yours. Faint usually kind of like heals quicker. Serious heals slower, and critical is like, well,
In the hospital.
yeah, it should be the hospital. In the fucking how do you say it in English? ER?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have some wounds, but yeah, no, definitely having the apothecary allows you to craft certain medical poultices to speed up the heal.
Okay.
But yeah, anyone have any plans? Cause, well, I mean, Rowan's back in town. You have Zoran and Celine. You have pretty much the world.
I have a question, Grunt.
Mm-hmm.
If I could take an intimacy move with Darius.
I didn't you have that with him?
You know, this is about. I didn't bring it up or anything like that. I think it's for like every time there's like a new thing I want to do for that person without them asking.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to try to find some assistance for Darius's situation with his new beastly form, discreetly. Mm-hmm.
You would get a +1.
Yeah. So should I just put it in debts before I do that? I just want to make sure because I can do that now.
Give them a debt.
Yeah, I'm giving Darius a debt.
So Darius should add it on his character sheet.
Okay.
So I owe her one, or
No, she owes
or...
you one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? Sure, you can consult your contacts. Maybe somebody knows something.
Yeah.
Unless you want to just ask Abraxas.
I could ask Abraxas.
He is in fact the devil detective with one eye of Satan and one eye of God. So
I will. The way you said it, it's like. What do you mean, Tick? What do you mean? You don't trust Abraxas?
no, I think
no.
I can't believe it's not. Is it pinned? Not pinned.
I
That's
trust
fine.
it.
I'll get it to you, Red, so you understand who Abraxas really is.
He is a god among men.
But yeah, so you could either like ask him or just kind of ask around. Sort of.
I think I would. Ooh, I'm gonna ask Abraxas without giving Gary's his name because I don't want this to cause problems for him later down the line.
What exactly are you looking for?
Assuming does Darius explain any of his symptoms to Celine? Because I assume werewolf, but I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything.
Out of the if you kept yes, Darius would eventually probably narrow down what the triggers are, and then the effects. That's why he has the mystic prison.
Yeah, so basically she wants to find out more information exactly about these creatures and what tools Darius will need to control himself. Like I said, she won't say his name, but that's what she's looking for.
I think he already has like a debt with you, right?
He already has a debt with me, yes, but this is an intimacy one, which I don't know if you consider differently, so I didn't want to...
No, because you still... Basically, it's just that... You'll probably get like That. Wait,
Yeah.
that's a good way. How does this?
Because I was gonna write another one that just says intimacy move because there's a
Come on, that. It's a very weird way they're phrasing this. Let me just read it in the actual.
yeah. Thank you, Mac.
That. So if you deliver,
Mm-hmm.
the debt you gave them is resolved.
And if he spends the debt, like the intimacy move
Yeah.
debt, then he
He-
owes me one.
He owes you one, yeah.
Yeah.
I should put it as a separate thing.
Yeah, that's why I was
Yeah.
thinking it should be separate.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can mark it on your character sheet if you want to just know about it as well. I'm just saying that, Darius, you should also add this to your character sheet as well.
Mm.
But yeah, no, you can spend your debt with Abraxas to just like figure out information about this.
Yeah.
And it's not like the most obscure subject, so it's not gonna take that long.
Yeah.
Especially for someone who has the left eye of Satan.
Oh, that pisses me off, Crut. It's pissing me off just thinking about it.
I'm sorry, it's just how it is. Yeah, so other than that, anything else you want to do?
And of course, I'm not sure if Rowan wants to reach out to Celine, but of course she would still have that offer of coffee or lunch or whatever she feels comfortable with.
Yeah. If Celine wants to reach out.
Yeah, she will. Ask if you would want to catch up, have coffee. You've been gone for a few weeks.
Just get a reply that from Rowan. Sounds nice, dear.
Very well. A familiar coffee place. Nice and simple.
I mean, you two can meet up. Maybe a day or two after you arrive, Rowan, if there's nothing else you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, well, Rowan, of course, is going to meet with Celine, but I think Rowan's also going to. Rowan wants to touch base with Mortalis a bit. I need something. Rowan needs something to distract herself with.
Oh, Rowan, it's been a while since you checked your good friend Mark. I wonder what he's been up to.
So right, I should check in on him. I'm sure he's doing fine.
Gonna check him up on him before or after them.
I'll do it before. I have time.
Yeah, I mean, you make a few phone calls and well, it's not really Mark that picks up the phone. It is Richard. Like, Rowan, how have you been?
Been all right. So just calling to check in on how that the Mark fellow was doing.
I mean, he was doing better, but just gotten way worse recently.
Oh, how? What happens to him?
Well, I mean, we're still having those visions. We tried a couple of things, but it really was helping him other than just either living in my van or drinking himself to sleep. He'll just one day he just seemingly like stopped. He stopped hearing things, stopped seeing things. But well, I think those were very short-lived. I think it was last like less than a week. And now it's just way worse.
Imagine things got bad for him. Yeah, it's there was some very interesting things that happened not too long ago related to old nature's spirit and other things from above and below.
Yeah. We talked with the wizard. And to be honest, I mean what he told me personally, holy shit. I don't want to add this upon anyone.
How bad is his what is his condition?
He is cursed, I guess. I guess best way I can explain it. Like the wizard Andre explained it a bit more eloquently, but long story short, he's like a cursed being, and unfortunately, his curse is to just see things that most of us just miss.
All right. What do you think he could have done to get that placed on him?
Andre said that that's usually these curses get kind of put on people. I don't know, he pissed off. How? I know he's been like screaming about eyeballs yet again.
Is he seeing angels again?
Don't know what he's seeing. He's not coherent enough.
I helped him once. I could try helping him again.
I mean, if you wanna drop by, I'm not gonna say no, but I kind of he's a bit beyond help. Also, like now he's just raving about like, shadows. I don't. That literally, I think, started like yesterday.
I think I will stop by.
Kind of give you like an address where he's like wait for you.
As yeah, Rowan will go to meet with them. Oh, shadows. Oh,
Favorite thing. But yeah, I mean, you meet up. You can like see the van parked parking lot, and as you get in, you can see Mark is just kind of like tapping his foot nervously. Richard's inside, like opens the door for you, lets you in. Mark's like, hey, how have you been?
I've been all right. Have you been seeing the sights again?
Yeah, that's easy. But I'm mostly fine in here.
Now, Grant, I have a question. Let's make sure my timeline's in order. The time when he saw the eyes, and then when the eyes disappeared, that's in that does that line up when fucking Abaddon got his ass fucking eaten?
Yes.
And then when he started seeing shit again, does that line up when
One around there's a
the
started,
heavy
like,
hitters fucking came in?
Yep.
Yeah, as Rowan will actually say that it makes you feel better. I can tell you why you started seeing things again. At least I have a pretty good theory.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Your initial visions happened because there was an angel. I believe his name was. Was Rowan ever told his name was Abaddon? Can't remember if Rowan was ever
I
told
don't
that
think it came up.
specific name. Yeah, there was a. You started seeing visions originally because an angel had made its presence in the city. Stopped seeing those visions because a demon, who is somewhat of a friend of mine, ate him. And you started seeing visions again because an ancient being called Derzitz got out, and he brought in retribution from more angels, powerful demon lords, and let's just call them gods. Lowercase g gods.
Richard
Not
is
sure if that
looking at this
makes-
very skeptically. He's like, yeah, okay. Like, Mark is just like nodding along as he's like, it all makes sense.
So I'm interested in what are you seeing from the shadow? I've been told about shadows now.
Yeah, it's like yesterday or like yesterday I had like up dreams. I get those every now and then. Like,
Tell me about them.
it's just like walking throughout the city. Like the shadows almost like came alive and started like devouring the world. I know it sounds crazy, but like
Shadows devouring the world.
Richard just kind of shrugs and says, don't even know what that could be. Any ideas? Because I guess if angels, demon lords, and lower GK's gods are around, suppose anything goes.
It has town has certainly attracted a fair amount of excitement in the past few weeks and months. Mark, I think, I think like fucking using Bedlam might help him, like adjusting his emotional state a bit?
It might
Was
help
that
him like
beyond
temporary,
this?
right? Like it's gonna calm him down for a bit, but
Alright. Well, Mark, I think the good news is, if I am right, well, it's bad news and good news. Bad news is you right. You will see things that others can't see, and fortunately, you are seeing things that are not meant to be seen. Good news is these things rarely stay in one place for too long. I think either that or you can always leave. But Zorno will put a hand on him, and she'll use Bedlam. Meantime, I can provide some temporary relief. That's all I can really provide. Yeah, she'll use the Bedlam to try to keep him calm, keep him stable.
gonna take harm or just give your money.
I'll give Fiona a debt.
As yeah, you can immediately see the effects as he like begins to calm down. As he like relaxes and see like the tension like immediately collapses from exhaustion. Don't even want to know how long this man has went without a proper like sleep. As Richard just kind of like gestures for you to follow him outside.
Yeah.
He like shuts the door and lights up a cigarette. Says, "Thanks, Rona. Is not really much use, but if you ever need help with stuff, sure to call."
Keep it in mind, and
You listen. I don't angels. Like
you should ask
actual
Selena
angels.
about that. You should ask Selena and Andrea about it. They'll tell you.
I mean, it's not like I don't believe you. Like, it feels like a lot of people just showed up for like. No, I don't even want to know. But do you know about the shadows thing? Cause that really freaked him out now.
I'm not entirely sure about that, but I'm going to ask around. Luckily, there are two wizards, one of which knows a lot about local legends, and one of which has found out about rare things in the past. Keep you informed, and
Reason is I need to know, because if it's just like, listen, I don't honestly give a shit if angels and demon lords kill each other. I do give a shit if there's something out there that's threatening like normal people. So if it is anything like that, just reach out, and I think I can get the Order of the Dragon to completely commit to this.
keep you informed.
No, it's before finishing his cigarette and going back into the RV.
Rowan is going to give a text to Darius. Actually, not a text. She's actually just going to call Darius. She's walking away.
Darius probably like he's slightly waking up. Oh, hello, hello.
Darius, darling,
Yes.
I am.
what can
I'll keep this short. I've spoken to a man who has the. You could call it the curse of sight. The man sees things that other people don't. He was able to. He was able to see the angel that hung around Celine. He was able to get a good sight on some of the things that appeared when Derzitz broke free. Currently, he is seeing visions of shadows eating the world. Not the world, the city. You get what I mean. You could look into that for me, because there's one being I know that is related to shadows, and I desperately hope it's not related to your ward, but right now I don't know anything, and well, Mark does have a certain gift of sight that it's more trustworthy than not.
Is this a time sensitive thing or just?
I
year
don't
round?
know.
Okay. All right. I'll see what I can do,
Good.
and I'll get back to you.
Rowan will just hang up, and oh, he has a meeting with Celine to go to.
Yeah, I mean, after this, we'll attend your scheduled meeting downtown.
Does I know you mentioned it, Zaz, but does Rowan look different from what we previously seen of her?
Yes, she does. She does. Her skin is more pale. The hair is thinner. It's darker red than what it used to be.
Gotcha. Hello, Rowan. How are you?
I've been fine. What have I
Hmm.
missed?
Nothing. Well, I wouldn't know if you would call it exciting. Moves were made, but nothing of major consequences, I think. But looks like there's been a change in you.
Rowan
Yes.
will just shrug. I am landed nobility now.
You've gained quite some status in your court.
That I have.
You don't seem at all happy about that whole thing.
It's quite boring, really.
Mm. I can understand that. I'm surprised. I mean no offense, of course, but I wouldn't consider you one of the courtly political intrigue. I know I'm a bit of an outsider, but from what my own experiences with the Fae have been, it's not that much different from my own home.
I prefer the world of humanity over it anyways, but no, it's cannot refuse the honor.
True.
How are you and John doing?
Uh,
Did
we are
seem
well.
rather close last time I saw you.
Yes. Things are going well in that regard. There are still bumps and bruises that exist in most relationships, but conversation and open communication, I think, are important. One of the few things the humans got right.
I'm glad to hear
Uh,
that.
Thank you. And what of your own mortal friends after everything that has happened?
Amar is fine. Grace recovers.
I do not know the full scope of the relationship that Grace had with Durdsits at the very least. I
She loved
don't.
him.
Ah. Ah.
I don't think it's fair to say, well, perhaps he loved her, but he loved her in a way that his kind loves many things. Possessive, domineering.
And based on her, well, based on what I've known of your friend Grace, I assume the feeling was as mutual as a mortal could be.
She took the news of his imprisonment hardly. She was not happy.
I'm sorry then. This is. She's a nice person.
Grace is. Wish it had turned out differently.
How has she been? Does she? I don't see the idea of her ambitions being taken away so easily, but
She mourns. Sometimes she cries.
Mm.
A life that could have been. Just memories that will one day scatter into wind.
that's the things about humans that are such a strength for them. Their lives are so short and they care so much. I think it's easier than most for humans to love. Easier than it is for us. but it also has its dangers, more so for us as well.
It was easy enough for me to love.
And
Only I
has
loved one person.
and that has not left any wounds on you.
Old wounds. But those are gone now. Past, oh. 8 years for me, who knows how long for her.
Was it about that that other Fae, Darcy, wasn't it?
Yes.
Are you sure that love is gone? Hate so intense, even for Fae, usually comes from somewhere.
Oh, no. Perhaps you misunderstood. No, I love her. She
Mm.
is the only person I have loved. I loved her since the first moment I saw her. I saw her within the first minutes of my life.
That sounds beautiful.
It is. Recreated it. It's when you're given this privilege by a monarch, you have a section of the court that's yours. You shape it as you wish. We made it. Solitary hill, a rose bush, a tree, overlooking a small stream. That's where I met her the first time. I remember my first moments. When I could not speak, I felt cold. And I felt the thorns. Oh, roses have thorns. Grace was pregnant, you know. She lost both of them.
Ah, even more grief then. I can't even imagine her pain.
Son and a daughter. Fortunately for Grace, they were Derzit's children.
Mm.
I've lied to her about it. She does not know what actually happened to them. She does not know that her son ate her daughter in the womb. How could I tell her that? So I tell her that... Just tell her that they did not make it.
I don't know the nature of every creature, and I cannot say that is what is done for Durses, for dragons. Do not have enough knowledge to make it better and console you. Would she even want to be consoled by a stranger? But what is it that you want, Rowan?
No.
You have prestige, you have power and influence, but you look like it doesn't. It brings you nothing.
Want
So-
people pay. I want everyone who is in that room is responsible. Darius, Andrea, Zoe, There's its. There's its had no right to take her like she did, so he had no right to do to arrange that. John had no right to bring Derzitz into Grace's life.
True. In this whole mess of thing, there's still a mortal girl whose life was affected harshly from this whole thing. It's kind of like apparently Durzis had called out to her and given her the one thing she would want and say no to, and it sounds like, well, there was no way Durzis was going to be allowed to be set free, even temporarily. He had far too many enemies. There was always going to be worse options.
Derzitz told me of the world he once lived in. World where people were free. We wore no masks. We did not pretend. We did not play this charade. We were wild, free. I wish I could have seen that world, Celine.
It's not much different from the Hells. It's not much different from your world. It'll just be Fae and Demon and alike, and the weak crushed underfoot. Do you think someone like Grace would survive such a world? Lamar? Any of the humans you seem to care for the small bit of music you get from them?
Rowan will actually look at you. That different to how they are crushed underfoot now? Lamar's been lucky. He's lived a long life in his career. Eventually he'll run into something stronger than he is, more resourceful. Eventually. And what about the masses of humanity? What? Does ignorance protect them? Does ignorance keep the vampire's fangs from their throat? Does ignorance keep the werewolf's jaws from their guts? Does ignorance keep a fae's hands off of them? They may not be strong, but they would at least be aware.
Sometimes knowing more is by far the worst option. You've seen it with Grace. Knowing more doesn't necessarily mean things are better. And I've lived a century. I've seen the worst of humanity. The saddest. The desperate. Wanting power for themselves, for protection, for love, for a number of reasons. And I tell you, there are horrors that humanity cannot survive. It will break them. And even if that's the case, say you make this world of freedom for yourself and for those who can survive it, how can you keep from what happened the first time happening again? Do you think yours has had enemies? Creatures and people and gods who wish to see him never walk again? Are you going to fight every single one of them to ensure that world comes true? Or at least for your revenge as well? You have people that you care about, Rowan. And, well, the worst fates for humans that can happen to them as well. Even your darling Darcy. Hell isn't kind, and heaven isn't either.
Neither are the courts.
So, I'm going to ask, Rowan, why do you stay with the court then? I understand temporary amusements, but for you it seems to be a shackle.
I thought this was everything I wanted. I have the respect. I have the position. A section of the courts where I might as well be a monarch in miniature. I have the woman I love. if I can't be happy here with literally everything I've ever desired? Where else is there?
That's the novelty of it all. You spend your entire life with this one idea in your head, and one day you look up and you see the stars for the first time, and you wonder if there is something else for you. So you take a leap. You decide to do something different and see where it takes you. And yes, there is fear and there is, well, dangers, but it's something different because what was behind you is worse. You have to ask yourself, Rowan, what does happiness look like for you? You seem to enjoy the human world, yes, but what actually makes you happy if you had a choice to choose without anyone else getting in the way of that?
I don't want to play this game anymore.
So don't.
You make it sound so easy.
It's not. I was once in your position, Rowan. I didn't want to play the game anymore. I didn't know how to leave, but I couldn't do it any longer. And once you get out, whatever exit you decide to go for, it's terrifying the first few days, the first few months, years. You'll slip up, you'll make mistakes, you'll regress, but some days it'll get better than the last day until one day you'll look in the mirror and realize that you're happier than you were before. I, even now, have my own desires and wants and needs, impulses. But I realize that that demon, that previous Celine, it's a lot of cost to be her. And it was easier, yes, but I wasn't happy. I just saw the long line of eternity, and I shuddered to think of what it looked like for me. So yes, it will not be easy. But if you wish to do this, and whatever decision you decide to go forward with, I'm willing to help you with that. If it's just what you want, of course.
Give it a try.
It's all you can do sometimes.
How aware were you of the project Darius was doing? One that got him his son back.
He told me near the end. I didn't know the full scope, other than the fact that he was doing a favor to the Fae for a very impossible dream. He did a lot of studying, and he went to Bank a Bargain. That's all I've been made aware of.
Yeah, Rowan will nod. Succeeded. Obvious from the fact that Zoran is here, not in the courts, not in the hells.
Yes. I assume the Fae are happy with the results, and things will start moving in unexpected directions.
They are happy. They celebrate the role I played in it.
But you have doubts on that.
Grace had twins. Both of them are dead, but only one was killed in the womb, Celine.
Ah, I understand. It's like I said,
I
Rowan.
will watch it. I had to escort it. This creature killed its own sister. Ruined the light in its mother's eyes. It acts as if it wants to be my friend. Ignorant of what it's done. Asks me for a name. Grace's son asked me for a name.
And what did you give it?
Misery. Pain. That's what it has caused, and that's all its life will be. Will never be welcomed among us. Its nature is repellent. There is no future for it now. It is a corpse that walks. When its mission is done, there will be no acceptance for it.
There is a saying humans say. Very common one, as I've seen it happen over and over again. A child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. I cannot say I do not understand your grief and your rage.
Would it be a bad thing if he did?
Probably not. But this child is not just Dirt's spawn, but is also the child of Grace. And she will never know him. And he will never know her. And they both will be suffering because of that.
No idea how much I wish everyone who was in that room, exception of you, had no part in it, but everyone else in that room, and those who weren't in that room but had made their presence known, gods and angels and demons. I want all of them gone. I don't want them just gone. I don't want them just to peacefully slide into oblivion.
You could. You have
They all deserve to feel the pain that Grace has.
You could. You have the tenacious to do that. You can get the power and influence to topple gods and worlds and ensure they all suffer underfoot. A temporary relief for the pain you are feeling now, the pain Grace is feeling now. We are used pawns in the long scheme of things of greater beings. And you can spend your entire life planning revenge, or you could be killed in the process, and Grace and Lamar will be left alone in this world. I can't tell you that I don't understand. Revenge is a temporary sweetness. It will not ease your grief. It will not make your pain go away. Your enemies will be dead, yes, but all will be left will be you. Darius is a pawn used for their weapon in an effort to save his son, the woman he loved. His son is saved, yes, but the woman is gone, or the demon is gone, really, by his own hand. Used again for someone else's amusement. Matthias, same. everyone used for someone else's amusement or goal or desire. The wheel will just keep on turning. And that is very boring, Rowan. I don't see you as a boring person.
Um, after a pause, Rowan will just say, I do not know. You've spoke before of your impulses, of your desires. You know your nature well, I would imagine.
Yes, I do.
I know mine. Mine is action, constant drive. You chase it. Pleasure, catharsis. Even when I know what I'm doing is a mistake, I still feel it. Hook, the pull.
You are your own worst enemy then.
It is my nature to combust. That's why I told Andrea about your angel friend. I knew it was a mistake, but once the idea warmed into my head, that's why I've kept helping Zoe. Until recently, I never disagreed with anything she did, but would it matter if I disagreed with her? That's why I know that it was inevitable that I'd hurt Grace. I'd hurt Lamar. That's why I'll hurt Darcy eventually. I'll hurt her again, I should say.
From what you told me, you haven't hurt Lamar and Grace. Yes, you've, in a moment of weakness, to protect your friend, you kept a secret from her. Yes, but she loves you, at least from what I've seen. They both trust you. You've protected them, gone out of your way to do so when there was no benefit for you. There are small moments in your own where you care about the people you love. You shouldn't dismiss that. And like I said
How does
before,
John do it?
Mm.
Does he do it? I can tell that man's nature is conquest and violence, domination. He dares it. So I can tell it on him. How has he gone so long?
well, it's not easy for him, that's for sure. He tells me that he is constantly aware of his nature, keeps a close eye on it, sees when things are getting out of control. It takes steps, safety nets. He walks out of a room just to ensure he has a moment to breathe and comes back when he's ready. He gives himself time. And knows he takes one step at a day.
Rowan will give a wary smile. Oh, and here, I was hoping it was some ancient wisdom, spell, artifact. Of course it's that. Boring, hard work, but suppose I'll give it a try.
Like I said, Rowan, if you need any help, I'm there. I do have a question for you. Uh, I don't know enough about Fae to really understand the full ramifications, but you are a Winter Fae, right?
Yes, I am.
Then why were you cold?
Wish I could tell you. Something I've thought about, but I've never asked.
Oh.
Not every question needs an answer.
True. With that, Celine would probably, unless Rowan says anything else, she would get them more coffee, just to relax for a bit.
The conversation trails off, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, it does. It does. Rowan has been the final self-destructive tantrum has been derailed.
Damn. Why did you do this to me, Red?
Well,
Sorry.
we'll see if that's better or worse, because a final self-destructive tantrum probably would have just gotten Rowan killed. There's still the possibility she's now on a more long-term kill these guys strategy.
That's also true. That's
Never
also
mind.
true.
Thank you, Red.
Always here for you.
Yeah, well, Darius, anything you've been up to?
No. Probably lots of drinking. Probably lots of drinking.
God.
Darius, no.
Until because right now he is finally had a moment to breathe, and now he is going to do the research on. He's going to ask Blue to bring him anything on extra sites, profits, people who's like that kind of thing, and just throw himself back in the work so he doesn't have to really think about his emotions.
I'll say, if you do ask the name of the person, Rowan would give that name to you. Like, Rowan
You
would
did-
just tell you the guy.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that research.
Mark.
Yeah, like, because he's doing research into profits, like curse site and all that. It's like, if he would, Rowan would just tell him the name of the guy, Mark. That's like, that's who told me this.
Yeah, that's like nice, but no tech. I think you've had enough time to breathe.
You've had it too good for too
I've had it too
long.
Guys.
I counted at 4 scenes where you weren't getting railed.
Whoa, guys. So continue the conversation. Run down the clock. Come on.
Darius, I mean, you can roll me your sanctum roll. Some of that research. I'll let you do that one roll before.
Because it's not okay. It's a spear. I thought it was going to be the roll, but oh wait, yeah, it's not labeled under as a roll.
There you go. What exactly are you looking for more specifically?
Well, I'm going to make an educated guess, and it's going to be down to one of two things. Either he's actually seeing something, or more likely he's seeing visions, like prophets. So he's looking into that more.
It's definitely not a prophecy.
It's definitely not a prophecy thing. Oh shit.
Your best theory is that he sees sort of has the curse. You can kind of realize it's basically giving him a sort of hyper awareness. He knew Abaddon was here probably before anyone else. Probably feel Abaddon, feel his influence in the city. Once he died, that sort of calmed down, but then Dursis escaped. That probably like sent him in another spiral. Then God knows what showed up, and he was also again sent into a spiral. And this is just another one of those moments. So there's something that he is aware of that's happening, like right now. But he's just hyper aware.
Yeah, he'll put his findings and then send it to Rowan, and like
This
with the
research will take a bit.
okay.
But
Until then,
as you do
Gonna
that,
say Rowan has a sinking feeling on what it is. She desperately hopes you confirm it's something else, but Rowan has an idea.
Darius, you get the phone call. It's Zoe.
fucking okay.
Hey, babe, wanna come over?
Hello.
So, how you been?
I've been fine. It's
I did hear congratulations on getting your son back.
oh, you heard? Well, it wasn't easy, that's for sure.
I can only imagine. I mean, oof, the bidding was pretty high. I don't even know what you offered the monarch. But
Oh,
you did get one over me. So just called to congratulate you.
thank you.
I don't know. I was beginning to think you never had it in you, but I love to be impressed.
Well, I'm glad I still have a few tricks up my sleeve.
You do, you certainly do. And should drop by my club so we can celebrate this properly.
Is that a request or more of an order?
Honestly, that's up to you. Let's say no.
Let me check my schedule and get back to you. What time are you think? And he'll like ruffle some papers. What time are you? What day are you thinking?
Tomorrow, midnight. My club.
Okay. I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
And I'll break my finest bottle of wine out for you.
Mm-hmm.
As
Oh,
is.
looking forward to it.
Likewise.
Grunt immediately. I'm gonna look up to see if there's a fucking full moon tomorrow.
I'm not gonna open my moon calendar, but I'll just say probably not.
Okay. And then I'm gonna text Celine.
Probably not. That's not a no.
Listen,
Gonna
I
text
do have like an actual moon calendar for like 2018, but don't make me open it. I'm so tired right now.
Grunt, I would not do that. Unlike certain people here, I would not ask those kind of questions. I just
Not gonna be
because of the
relevant.
very-
She's not gonna send the good luck after you. Plus, the full moon doesn't like affect you, Darius. It's just stress and anger.
I'm also gonna text Celine what just happened with Zoe.
I'll say this is happening sort of like these aren't these events are like in chronological order. Like your meeting with Rowan was sort of kind of like the beginning of the week, and some time has passed, and Darius would have been able to send his findings to Rowan, so you did get those. Now Darius is calling you, Celine.
She will pick up the phone. Hello, Darius.
Hey,
I have a special ringtone for you now, so you've moved up in the world.
I have to ask, what is it?
I think it's Lord of the Rings. Boromir? Yes, that's the one, Boromir.
Okay.
I might change it though.
So I got a call from Zoe.
Aha! Surprised it took her so long.
Yeah, she wants me to stop by and tomorrow at midnight.
You said yes, of course.
I said yes, of course, because I felt like saying no was the bad political move.
Well, at the end of the day, I can't say that she won't try to torment you. If that happens. Though you now are in a bit of a different situation entirely.
She didn't say I couldn't bring a +1.
I think this is a date between you two. I can come, of
Okay.
course, but she may take offense to you bringing a babysitter.
Uh, any advice?
I'm going to be honest, a bit baffled on this part here. I assumed she would have moved on now that things have taken a turn. But with your son being returned to you, and I assume that her chance to snatch him up has been taken, she has a big bit of influence on you with all that you owe her.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, can you do me a favor?
Mm.
Since like the last time I left my place, not protected, that didn't go well. Can you, while I'm gone, can you just keep an eye and make sure nobody kidnaps Zoran while I'm gone?
Yes, I can play. What do they like to play? Monopoly. That's a thing they enjoy, right?
I guess.
I'll bring more board games.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I understand. It's a joke, Darius. Calm down.
Sorry. Roland's got me doing this research, and I've been up for the past couple nights.
Ah, yes, you've been pushing yourself very hard, Darius.
Yeah.
You feel like you need to give yourself some time to rest, or you'll burn yourself out into a barely more than in a flame.
I'll be honest. I don't sleep well anymore. I never slept to begin with, but it's been a lot harder lately.
It's understandable. You've experienced a traumatic thing. You haven't really given your time to rest, and to sleep means to remember. Have you spoken to your father about this? Any of it?
No.
Does he
No.
know fully?
No.
I think you should tell him. Speak to him about it.
I don't know how to approach a former soldier, like paladin soldier person about this.
Then don't approach him as a son talking to his father. That's important to mortals.
Okay.
Talk to Zoran. He might actually have more insight about this than you would.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
Holding in your fears, Darius, can be just as dangerous as anything else you do.
All right. I guess I'll give it a shot. All right.
Yes. And if something goes wrong, let me know, and I'll show up. I might not be able to be much good in the fight, but I can at least be your getaway car.
Yes, I might need that. I guess I'll see you around 10 tomorrow.
I will be there.
All right. I guess it's time I actually talk to Mathis about everything.
Yeah, I mean, he has been around tower, just keeping himself busy.
He'll go up to him and he'll like, can we talk for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Zoran's not around, right?
No.
Okay. He'll take a seat at the fucking dining room table. There's a lot that's happened the past couple weeks, and Celine believes I need to talk to somebody about it, and I don't really have that many people to talk to.
I'm here for you, so what's in your mind?
He'll go into like him not sleeping, just kind of having like just when he just sleeps, all he just remembers is kind of flashes of what happened, and just talking about like the last conversation him and Lydia have about him being an anchor to her. And then after that, he goes like just more in depth with that. He goes, Dad, I had to do something horrible to get Zorn back, and I I feel like I'm gonna be picking another fight because I'm too me to not do it. Remember Grace?
It's-
She she was pregnant with Dursus's children.
His eyes gonna go wide.
I need you to not be a sworn right now. I need you to just be here, okay? One of the children killed the other one in the womb. The other one was taken by the Winter Monarch. The chemical compound that I came up with was designed for humans, but they need to know it worked. When I was there, the boy was 5 to 8. They had me experiment on him. And like he's just zoning out. Like it's clear that he's not even here, and he'll just
Yeah.
like each step like to explicit detail of what happened. And like Darius is just crying, and he doesn't even realize it. He's not even like here. He's just talking about it. He's just kind of like reliving it.
There are no words. Mm, No one can hold you at fault. None.
I hold myself at fault. I traded a person I know's kid for my own. This kid, they didn't even give. He was 6 years old, and they didn't even give him a name. He's just a tool to them. I don't know. I feel like I need to do something. I don't know how many fronts I can pick fights. I'm so tired. I don't want to keep putting you guys in danger because of my own selfish desires.
This is who you are. Shouldn't compromise your character for anything in the world. I'm sure both me and Zoran can take care of ourselves, or well, as long as we don't do stupid things. Be honest, I only see one course of action for you right now.
And what is that?
Talk to John. He's
Talk-
the only link you have to this. I am powerless. I can't help you. I can't.
I'm not. But it's gonna put them in danger. John's gonna fly off the handle. I don't even know how he's gonna take it. He'll probably just cave my head in with his fucking cane. Thing weighs like 25 pounds of iron.
There is another option. I
What?
think this one will be. Doesn't there's this mention he had a brother?
Yeah.
Reached out to Velas, made deals with angels and demons. Why not this one as well?
I'll think about it. Give me about a day. Okay.
You can't order your own, son. It's you have all the time to think about this. I'm just
I got this sinking suspicion that I don't.
probably not, but I don't know how much time you have. I don't know. Things are going around. I know you will find a way and you will figure this out. Because you're smart, you're stubborn. You always manage to find a way. And because you're my son, I believe in you.
He'll actually hug his dad for a minute. And then with new determination, he'll walk away and give Celine a call.
Ooh, second time in a row.
With a lot more conviction, he's like, Celine, I need to talk to you about something. I need your opinion on something about John.
Very well. Is John around actually, Glenn? I know I haven't brought him up, but is he around
No,
anywhere?
That's a silly question, Salim.
I know. It's sort of,
Like around
I
the
know
corner. Kind of like
he said
staring at you.
he
Trying
said
to
he
be
was gonna do.
stealthy.
Okay, he said he was gonna do something, so I don't know if he had time to do that or not. Well, ask away.
I know. I know Dursus's kid. One of Dursus's kids is still alive. Grace was pregnant, and the Winter Court has him.
Okay.
He's not right now, but soon. I want to try to get him out.
That sounds about what you would do. Yes.
They didn't. He was. He was the expert. They had me experiment on him to get Zorn back. He was 6 years old, Celine. And they didn't
I
even give
see.
him a name. I think I can undo. Well, I don't know if I can, but I believe I can undo what I did. But I think a kid deserves a chance to have a normal life, don't you?
As long as one of his nature could have, possibly.
I wouldn't be the first. I want to be the first dangerous individual. Try to normalize the society.
No, it wouldn't.
I'm asking you because you and John are family, and I know John would have a vested interest in this, and I also need to know if he's going to cave my goddamn skull in right away.
What are you asking, Darius?
I want you to either have John talk to me, or you tell John what's going on. Because one way or another, we're not leaving that kid there. And either I want you guys to safety, or give you guys a heads up.
I see. And you sound very determined about this, yes?
Celine, I feel like you'd be disappointed if I wasn't doing this.
I didn't want to judge.
What do you think?
I think that you're Darius. You're gonna put yourself out there, even though it is a very dangerous and involved plan. And my only hope is to ensure that you don't do the first bad idea that you get.
I'm going to take this one slow. I think I know who I need to talk to. Another individual. There's just his brother, but I think John would actually have the lead on that.
I'll talk to John and see what he feels, and then we can go from there.
When he throws the cane, can you give me a text so I know to duck?
I don't think he'll throw the cane, but I'll let you know.
If he comes to my house, can you let me know so I know to lock the door?
I will be there with him, so I think you'll be fine. But yes, I will let you know.
All right. Let me know how it goes, and then I got apparently a date tomorrow.
Yes. Very well. Take care of yourself, Darius. And did you talk to your father?
Yes, he's the one that advised me to talk to John.
And did you talk to your son?
I did not, because I can't imagine with everything he's gone through what it costs to get him back. He's going to handle that well. I'll tell him.
Not about the cost, Darius. About is he aware of your new status?
I did send him to talk to Mathis to catch him up to speed. I'm assuming he knows.
He knows.
Okay. Gotcha. I just wanted to make sure. Very well then. I'll let you know, Darius.
Okay. I'll be waiting.
She will say goodbye. She
John
not
quickly
sure.
ducks behind the corner.
I was gonna get to it. John, dear, can you want to have a conversation with you?
I was just around the corner. I was just, yes, I was like, so.
Of course, I'm so glad to have bumped into you on the way here. I think we're right. Where are we actually?
Oh, where would you be? Midday afternoon.
I assume Celine Kwan was walking back from having a lunch from the same coffee shop.
Yeah, I like this sidewalk. I'm admiring the architecture. Yes.
I like how all the squares are all evenly spaced.
Celine just wraps her arms around John as they're assumingly walking to her shop. Yes, of course. It's a lovely piece of art, John. I wanted to ask you, wanted to talk with you. And you can't get upset about it.
I would never get upset at you.
That's good to know. It has been brought to my attention, as I assume they're getting into her shop now, as she's has been brought to my attention apparently that Dirtsus had apparently had a child.
He almost stumbles for a moment. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
2 of them.
No.
Yes.
That's a woman?
Yes. Yes.
How far is she? This is very dangerous for her. Mortal, how far is she? I maybe
It's.
I think I know someone who can help. Like,
I'm sad to say, John, that part has already passed.
she's dead
Apparently.
then.
No. Apparently she is alive, but it came with a great cost.
She survived.
The Fae had her. took her and took care of her. Provided
Does
for you.
Clutch just kind of see him clench his jaw a bit when you say that?
Celine is helping him sit down, trying to like pat him or soothe him as best she can as she's trying to have a conversation. They didn't know, and well, I assume they didn't have the proper equipment needed to ensure her care.
She is alive, so
Yes, but one of the children ate the other in the womb, I've been told. So only one child survived.
I understand what. He doesn't look shocked at that. Like-
Celine kind of nods. She kind of assumed as well.
The nature. The nature that Durzus had and our kind. Part of it that I inherited myself. It's always been a violent one.
Hmm.
Though having twins is a rare enough occurrence that the outcome doesn't surprise me. Children are beings of pure instinct.
Yeah, I figured as much. Well, regardless, one child survived, and Grace is not aware of it at all.
Don't say the Fates still have them.
In a certain way, yes.
What does that mean?
He was, the child, of course, as you know, is what it is, was too valuable for the Fae. And they had a job that they needed to get done. And the child was a consequence used for that.
The child is dead?
No. Apparently he survived whatever experimentation that he had gone through. A successful one, from what I've been understanding. But the cost was great and traumatizing. And now, Darius wishes to save the child and find a way to allow him to escape. But he doesn't have the tools needed to do such a thing. He is hoping.
If he is being held by the monarchs, none of us have the tools. Piercing a court, any plane of existence is difficult in and of itself, but this is foolish and impossible. For us, at least.
Well, Darius seems very determined, and he seems to believe maybe talking to Dirt's brother may bear fruit or something useful.
John kind of like looks a bit conflicted at that, but nods.
What are your thoughts?
Maybe.
Is there some way to get in contact with him? If not, I have my own connections that may be useful.
Not there's this there's his brother wasn't compassionate individual. He definitely could help, but going up to him, and he is the one who imprisoned Ursus in the first place.
I see.
Then do you know someone who is definitely going to be much more kind-hearted.
And who would that be?
Well, she will shares their ancestry, but I believe she is much more kind-hearted.
Wow.
I would have
Is-
to go into the beyond, reach out and hopefully get an answer.
Celine looks a little conflicted when she hears that. I can't say I'm too happy about that. I do enjoy keeping you close by.
He like smiles and says, "Unfortunately, not many people left that can navigate that realm. As much as you spend time there, you are still a guest. The
Mm.
forest will not acknowledge you."
I will bring this up to Darius. I do think it's the smarter plan. From what you're saying, it's the least dangerous one.
Kind of like nods. Says, I'm going to depart soon. I might as well do this right now."
Mm.
As he'll kind of like pull sort of like a leathery, like small leathery bag, kind of hand it to you.
I assume she has to open it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of look inside. You can see even like the little light that gets let in as you sort of loosen the strap. There's this sort of red gleaming stone as you pull out this very ornate looking ring made out of silver, very beautifully inlaid with what looks like a ruby stone. And
It's beautiful.
oh, smile. I'm glad you like it. This should allow you to travel to the castle even without my help. In case you ever need to know a safe place.
Celine would probably, at the place of the ring, the ring on her finger, she will go up and kiss John.
I don't know how long it will take for me to reach out to her, but hopefully I find her faster than last time.
Take care of yourself, John. And if things get dangerous, come back to me. I'd rather keep you whole and safe than anything else.
He smiles and nods. You keep sending me on dangerous missions, but well, at least I'll have the peace and quiet of the forest.
That's true. A moment of relaxation.
Please take care of yourself. I'm gone. I do want to have a proper wedding.
I would too as well. And take care of yourself as well, John. I know you can beat just about everything else, but there's still other dangers to worry about.
He chuckles and nods.
Celine actually looks like she's reluctant to let John go as she takes a minute or two before she takes a step back. Now, I'll let Darius know, and we'll see what happens. Yes?
He nods.
And Celine will give Darius a call as well, letting him know.
If he thinks it's for the best and that's his better call, I trust his judgment.
Yeah, she agrees with that in that regard.
Gonna say what other option have you had in mind?
Well,
the
like,
best.
yeah, but no, you just if John has people in mind, I'm not going to say no.
Oh,
He
okay.
is- yeah, like John has more older contacts and just knows more, so he just trusts John's judgment versus his, I don't know, 15 years of experience versus hundreds of years of experience. I guess unless you're coming over tonight, I'll see you tomorrow. Well, I'll have Parcheesi out, I guess.
Because tomorrow's your thing, right? You needed Celine to watch your place.
Yeah, a
I
little bit
think
more nervous that John's gone, but
Celine would take as much time as she can to spend with John before he goes. Essentially,
John has
This time.
John's like going like nah.
I got you.
Like,
If that's the case, yeah, I think Celine would go hang out with Darius for a little bit.
is there anything Rowan wants to do?
So Rowan.
Did get the data from Darius.
Yeah. Really, Rowan has a pretty good idea what the fucking shadow thing is, and unfortunately this does not deconfirm it, which... Yeah, I mean, she will forward the information to Richard that this is what Darius was able to find, and I mean, she'll tell Richard that it has something to do with Faye, but beyond that, she can't say anything with certainty. Just
Well,
her own suspicions.
Still like something to go on, so
Yeah.
can take a bet.
All right, and no, there's somebody who Rowan hasn't talked to in a while. Elliot, her sworn friend.
Hmm?
She sent him a message. She just asked, Are you going to take a wild guess? Are you in a bar?
Ah, you know me so well.
And if I stop by?
No, feel free. It actually past 6 p.m., so technically socially acceptable to drink.
It's good to know.
So yeah, I can drop by this little pub.
Yeah, she will go and take a seat, and Rowan will just ask, how have you been? It's been a while.
As it has, but keeping myself busy. Things have been quiet at least for like 2 weeks. Thank fucking God. Although I don't think they're gonna stay quiet for too long. Fams are having well, rumors, I guess, but it does look like they're gonna keep fighting amongst each other.
Be expected.
What did you ask?
No, she just said to be expected.
Like, yeah, a lot of people hate Zoe's guts, and well, it is what it is.
Uh, talked to have you met Mark yet? Resident man,
Oh,
cursed with
the crazy guy, yeah.
cursed with yeah. Oh, I wish he was just crazy.
Listen, doesn't mean he's wrong, but
Oh, absolutely. He's predicting shadows eating the city, and you know, so far whenever he's seen things, they've been true. They've been right. There, whenever he saw things, they were in the city.
what's he seeing now, though?
Shadows devouring the city.
As Elliot calms down, finishes the drink. Is that like a metaphor or like?
Rowan will laugh. Oh, Rowan will give us a small laugh. Normally, I'd say something like this would demand interpretation, but no, I think this might actually just be literal. Creature of shadows more likely than shadows themselves.
Well, if it rears its ugly head around here, I guess we can just its ass. Well, I didn't hear anything, so maybe it's just dormant. I don't know, lying in wait.
Maybe.
Since when do you care so much about like politics?
I got involved in court politics, and I realized how much I remembered how much I fucking hated it.
Yeah, so why are you here asking about city problems then?
I think there might have been an understanding. Like, she got involved in court politics in the Winter Court, and she remembered how much she fucking hated it. So that's why she's back out here.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Ah, okay, yeah. No, then yeah, he'll just say, well, listen. Considering the shit I've heard recently, honestly, it wouldn't really surprise me if Godzilla wakes up and just starts fucking rampaging through the city.
Yeah, honestly, you're right. What is the list of things that were attracted to this town in the past? What? How long has it been, Grunt, since the first session?
Not that long. So it's one. Been like 3 months, almost 4 months.
And it's just 4 months. The Order of the Dragon came in. Then the Fae courts fought in the streets, including Summer bringing a dragon into the city. Then a demon specialized in eating them comes in. Next thing you know, there's angels, demon lords, dragon, true and proper awakens. It's locked back in.
Seem to be quite in the know with literally everything. So what's
A front row seat for most of it. I had a front row seat for most of it. I think I'll have a front row seat for what's going to happen next, whatever it is.
it sounds like something you would enjoy. And listen, unlike you, I don't find that much pleasure in this whole shit. But these shadows, I don't. You know what might be causing them? Expect another fucking dragon to show up.
Son of one might show up.
Excuse me?
There's its had children. Its children are. Well, one is already dead. One is being used as a tool, but still out there.
The fuck do you know this?
Hey, Grace, remember?
Yeah, your girl
Grace
old friend.
was. Grace, bore 2 children, twins, with its dragon. I was there when she gave birth in the court. You know, he's interesting thing. He's it's almost as if he's made out of shadows, which is I was really hoping that the wizards in town could find and tell me that it's not going to be that, but they haven't. They haven't found anything yet. So, starting to think I'm right. That it is going to be that.
Come with me. Like, adopts a completely different posture as he like stands up.
Rowan will follow.
Goes outside. Like drags you into an alleyway and says, how many people fucking know about this shit?
Honestly, not really that many. Darius knows, but that's because Darius fucking was involved in his own little research project. Celine knows. Oh, I can't tell if she didn't realize if she heard it out from me, or if she already had some sort of idea. She's been connected with Darius through thick and thin recently, and it's you.
Listen to me, Ron. Gonna keep this fucking secret. Keep this to yourself.
Yeah, I will.
I mean it.
Nobody else it's worth telling, anyways. Certainly not going to tell Lamar about this.
Fucking kids cause a fucking world war. It's handled poorly. Shit. I need you to promise me. I'm gonna tell this to anyone fucking else. Because if you do, much as I like you, I will have to kill you.
Rowan will look at them. Promise it. Don't tell anyone else.
Need to make a few phone calls. See if I have to kill apparently Darius and fucking Celine. Yeah, he's just kind of like,
Yeah, Rowan will simply say, Celine won't tell anyone. There's a smart head on her shoulders, and Darius. Honestly, with Darius's involvement in this, I don't think he'd tell anyone. He would know what he can tell people without. He had his own experiments he was doing. Had to get his son back from the court somehow.
listen. I heard about the fucking Shadow Bear. Don't give a shit about that. That kid, he's useful to people dead. One time thing, done. Yeah, I'm gonna make a fucking splash in the puddle. This kid, this kid could be a fucking equivalent of a fucking nuclear weapon. And I don't think your monarchs are gonna be conservative with using him.
Are Faye ever conservative?
My point exactly. I'm not gonna fucking watch the Fae set this world ablaze. Their fucking ambitions.
Is it possible to reverse what was done?
I don't know.
Grace's son?
I just don't know. Not my area of expertise. But I know one thing is that if I ever heard of a more volatile combination, holy fucking shit. And I somehow doubt he's gonna get a stable upbringing, is he?
His nature is repellent to the Fae he interacts with. They fear him or they hate him.
Yeah. Why? Remind you, do not. I know you like your little pranks. I know you like your little fucking practical jokes. But this shit, you're lucky you told me. If I was working with someone else, you tell this to the wrong sworn, he could have just murdered you on the spot.
Rowan will, at that, be offered safety and sanctuary. He'll go into the court.
Think that makes you untouchable?
I got her children taken away from her.
What's about
I
guilt is it then?
It's a new emotion. I've not really felt it before.
And essence, you feel shit about that, work with me. Help me unfuck this situation.
Honestly, yeah. Rowan will nod at that. If there's... I can never restore the daughter that she lost. She is gone in body and soul, but... if I can give her son back... I'd give anything for that.
Well, first we're gonna have to... Celine, is it? Like, it goes, it's like going to his car. You want to join him?
Yes.
Call her and tell her to meet us right now.
Yeah, I'll give Celine a call.
Rowan, is everything all right?
Well, things are going all right. You free right now? I do have something I want to discuss with you.
Grunt, is it all right to say this is before Celine would have probably have gone to Darius's place or something like that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, I'm free now. Going to be closing up shop soon. Yes.
Good. I'll stop in.
Very well. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, on the way there, you can see that Elliot is just driving and texting now and then, but as eventually you reach Celine's shop, both of you get out of the car as Celine, you can see out the window that Rowan is not alone.
Oh dear. I should make another pot of that, I guess.
Sorry, it's Elliot. It's Elliot. Genuinely a person Rowan genuinely trusts. Which is why he's the only NPC Rowan told everything straight up. Didn't tell fucking
Gotcha.
Richard. Didn't tell Richard this shit.
God, you got so fucking lucky. Holy shit.
Generally in the fucking in the NPC things that I wrote for all of them, it's genuinely Rowan actually genuinely
got lucky.
trusts Elliot.
Because, well, I got to choose who his sort of patron is. I can't believe this. Yeah. Yeah, the both of them.
Who should I have told, Grant? Who should I have told so you could have heard everyone the maximum amount?
Zoe.
Oh, oof.
Then the world would have been burning by now. There would be no 4 seasons. Everything is just burning.
Retroactively, this game stands deleted.
But yeah, as they kind of like both enter, he like you can see as he like enters, he just flips the sign closed, just slams the sort of shutters, just kind of like reducing visibility.
Celine has her eyebrows raised as she's watching this. Well, at the very least, please don't break anything in the store. I just got this fixed.
Don't worry, if I wanted to murder you, I would have already done it.
Well, good to know then. Would you both like some tea, coffee, juice?
Shit. Well, first of all, do you know what the fuck you just have? Okay. Start from the beginning. Have you told anyone else about the fucking a dragon kid?
Yes.
Fucking god. Who?
My husband. He is aware of their nature and has been giving us advice what to do about the situation.
Is your husband like a fucking demon as well?
Yes, something like that.
Oh my fucking god, I'm so fucked.
Don't worry.
Wait,
He doesn't
you mean
have.
John?
Yes.
Just kind of like looks at you, Celine. Like there's a moment we're not really sure if he's about to just like jump you or not. There's like a tension in the air. There's a spike.
John has, well, intimate knowledge of dragons and their nature and such.
Where is he now?
Huh? He's planning to try to find a way to undo certain things. I was going to speak about to you, Rowan, as you seem to, well, know the child. Darius is feeling guilt and remorse, and wishes to try to save him.
The Onyas kind of just says, maybe you should think about saving your own ass right now.
Just exactly how much danger I'm in, Elliot.
Like,
As-
kind of like tosses you his phone.
Is there someone on the call, or?
It's almost like he waits for like a couple of seconds before it starts ringing.
Nokia Genesis, I assume, as she picks up the phone and. Hello.
It's Celine. Pleasure speaking to you again.
God, whose voice is this?
This is Vlad Dracula, the Prince of Darkness.
The Prince of Darkness.
Uh, oh, hello again.
I was informed you came into the possession of some rather very sensitive information.
I did, yes, recently.
You shared this information with anyone else?
I shared it with John.
Is he there with you?
No, we were trying to come up with a solution to help the child. Is John in danger because of this?
No, not at the moment. You are quite fortunate. It is me and my associates that have found out first.
No, works out. You were my plan B.
Do not share this information with anyone else. Celine, may I ask where did John go? Find assistance.
Apparently he's gone home to find someone of a kinder nature.
I suppose that is not the worst outcome. I'll say this, Miss Celine. I'm going to great lengths to ensure that you and yours are kept somewhat shielded from the storm that is to come.
I appreciate that. I do. It seems a lot of moves will be played soon.
Quite so. Shall be in contact when I have need of your skills. I'll say this, you're gonna owe him a debt. Fortunately for you, Celine, you're gonna owe him a fucking debt.
Good. We both have debts with each other, Grant. I'll add it to the list.
You do. There's a difference though between the Hades group owes you a debt.
Yeah.
This is him personally though.
I should put
Because
the full name
when
in
he
the-
said his associates, he didn't say Hades.
Gotcha.
So I'll say Celine is smart enough to know that that was an intentional hint. That this is something much more personal to him. If Hades finds out about this, this is gonna get very ugly very fast.
Gotcha. I think Celine understands that she will agree to that.
But yeah, I was kind of like, Elliot gonna take his phone back. Says, "Well, time to question the wizard. Hope he didn't fucking blab his mouth to anyone."
I stare at the camera.
I can text him before it's too late. I can warn him.
He like looks at the two of you and says, "Well, you're both coming."
I am.
Very well. Don't you call it that, Tick. We know its proper name.
Nah, do it. They paid for
Elon
branding.
Musk. If Elon Musk can dead name his fucking kids, I can dead name his fucking website.
That woke me up a bit. Yeah, yeah, the both of you, I guess, are on your way as he'll kind of like ask you to inform Darius that you are dropping by Rowan.
Yeah, I will send a send a message to Darius, basically telling him that I have used I've done a bit of my own research. If he is, basically, are you at the tower? I did my own research. I'm going to be coming by here soon with Celine and Elliot.
I don't know who Elliot is, so okay. And
You did you only met him once because you met him when the Winter Monarch we got
Oh,
the Winter Monarch the first time.
yep. I remember now.
Yeah.
Darius reaches for a gun that isn't there because he gave it to Celine. He goes, "Fuck my life." Says, "Okay."
Your gun will help you against the swarm.
It was more for Rowan. Every time Rowan's come
that's
over,
fair.
it's never been a good time. It's never been a good time. Not a single time.
Like a
oh, what's
Pavlov
this-
Unfortunately, this will also not be a good
yeah,
time.
this won't break tradition. Don't worry.
Like he's like, I guess I gotta shoot. Fucking Celine has my gun. Okay.
He'll be there.
Yeah. To have that much time to prepare as
It's fine. It's not like things that cause me stress cause me to freak out. It's fine.
it's fine. Elliot can beat your ass as a werewolf.
I can bedlam you.
It's true. That's also true. But yeah, as you see the three of them at your door.
I open it.
King Darius Rivers, and keep this fucking short. And he tosses you his phone again. Same routine.
Hello?
Mr. Rivers. I believe this is the. I don't think you've met him, so
I have twice, but never like actually had a conversation with him. Once when he kidnapped Celine, and once when he's like, "You need to go to that fucking meeting, like now." After he knocked
That's
out
true,
John.
but I don't think you ever like properly met. So,
Yeah.
Mr.
No.
Rivers, I apologize for disturbing you at this late hour, but things are rather dire.
Well, is there anything I can do to help to make things less dire?
Well, I will ask first if you've shared recent information you received about the dragon child.
Only with Celine and a former sworn who lives with me named Mathis.
I would ask that you and your father keep this information rather secret.
It was already the plan.
Sir Rivers, I will ensure through my associates that you will not be killed because of the information you hold. You must understand that these are quite dangerous times for all of us.
I understand.
Good. Then I shall be with you in touch. And I will be in need of your services in exchange for this boon. I will have
Understood.
my agents reach out, work out the details. Have a good night.
You as well.
As he will also gain you. But yeah, kind of like Elliot kind of like takes his phone back and says, "Okay, questions."
Oh, well, what are we supposed to do in the meantime?
Keep your mouth shut. Fuck, wait for like her husband to come back and see what the fuck he's did.
So just keep doing everything as normal. Just don't tell anybody.
Yeah. Listen, that kid, super weapon. I don't. You don't want to be anywhere near when they start using him.
Well, he's a child. He is not a weapon.
He is a weapon right now.
Well, let's see what we can do to fix that.
I don't know. Not my area of expertise, as I was telling Rowan earlier. There's other people for that. Point being, right now, not only is he descendant from a godlike being with the capability of wiping the city off the face of the map, he's also been kept by the Fae. God knows what they did to him. And from what Rowan's been telling me, nothing really good. Much what I would expect. And means even more volatile. If you add the mental fucking stress he's probably going through, well, shit.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wait for John and then make a plan accordingly, I guess.
I hope your husband doesn't have the wrong fucking people.
I think John understands the nature of the situation, especially since the alternative was, from what he was saying, a worse option.
I think what's the fucking worst option? Worst
I
option than
could
this
tell-
shit?
I could tell you, but I don't think you'll be happy about it.
At this point,
Durst has had a brother.
oh my fucking yeah. Okay, no, that would be worse. I mean, he's not like fetching the maniac's brother.
No.
He persuaded us
Okay.
that it would be the worst choice.
There's hope. Not a very high bar, but we're getting there.
You know what? I'll be honest. I've been operating on hope and slim chances. Well, it'll be fine.
Yeah, man, but I don't wanna. Don't listen. You've been through some tough shit. You've been dealing with city politics. This shit is beyond all of our pay grades.
Oh, sounds like it's about to really just come up to our front door either way.
Yeah. Marx sees the shadows eating this. I don't even know. Shit. He like pulls
What?
out his phone. Starts calling. You can like hear him saying, "Hey Richard, why don't you do me a favor? Just take Mark nearby cities. See if the shadows thing is still up." Yeah, listen, I know it's I wouldn't be asking if this wasn't important, man. Okay, thanks. Shit. Keep in touch. Like closes the phone call. Maybe it's just the city. Maybe it's just the city.
Oh, Elliot.
Oh, you sweet summer child.
He doesn't know.
Hoping rather.
It's fine.
I was about to say, Elliot, unfortunately, you've not been included in the main story. Have no copium left. The copium. I am shaking the canister. There's no sound.
I just imagine him saying that, and all three of the characters in their own individual ways are like, "Oh no, why are you saying these things that are just gonna? You know what?
And
You'll catch up to us soon."
as he like kind of like slumped on one of the near like chairs, kind of like this. Okay. I'm gonna.
Do you want to?
Can't tell you details, but at least I guess I can put you on the same page that me and fucking Dracula are on.
Paige?
We work for a secretive group. They are active in the region. They have vested interest to keep things stable. So, you're lucky. These people, they have a, let's just call it, friendly relationship with the type of dragons that there's this other fucks are, including the kid. Because if anyone else found out about this, we would all be dead. Any questions before I have to go out to just smoke like 3 packs of cigarettes?
No, not really. It's starting to feel like just a Tuesday to me. I'm not gonna lie.
How long has Hades been watching, apparently?
Hades is not involved in this shit.
Dracul.
Dracula has his own. Dracula's not part of only Hades. Has many other connections. Of course, he's been watching. This is his entire region. Keep an eye on dangerous people. As he like glances at Darius.
What? It just like looks at the demon, looks at the Fae,
Yeah.
and be like,
What are you looking at me for? I'm a harmless little
Uh,
little person.
I'm just a little guy. I'm just a little
Yeah,
girl.
just a little guy.
like,
We're
I'm the
just two
only
little
person-
girls.
Whoa. Out of the 3 people in this room, I'm the only one that's gonna die of old age.
I'm sorry, I can't do what you do. I can't teleport wherever I
Oh,
we
want.
don't
to.
know.
gonna
We
say-
don't know when Rowan will die of old age. Rowan could die of old age in 5 years.
I don't know if you
True,
say
true.
that out.
Like, oh, me? What?
Yeah.
Mac is so right, Mr. Oppenheimer. Shut the fuck up.
I didn't even know I was on anybody's radar except the crazy vampires.
Oh, Darius.
Maybe you're as gullible. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe not knowing sometimes is better.
I feel like not knowing is actually like the worst case scenario. Gestures to the
You just
literal
kinda
mountains
like-
of tone.
Kind of gives you a salute as he like heads outside.
Wait, he just leaves.
I'm
Oh,
leaving. Bye.
As soon as she like gets far enough away, Celine's gonna look at Rowan and says, "I like your friend."
you want to
Alex
stay for
always-
you want to stay for poker?
Suppose.
I gotta go do something dumb tomorrow, so I want to kind of have fun tonight.
That note. Hopeful, sad,